Let's get some analysis. Joining us now is Ian Allis, who's a criminal law expert. Ian, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. Perhaps let's start off with what came out of the judge ruling that the confession statements are admissible. Where does this now place the direction of the trial within a trial?
Good afternoon, Paul. Good afternoon to the viewers as well. Well, one thing that you could start off with, this has not been a good week for the accused in this matter. And what the admissibility of this has done is it's completely swayed the entire context of the trial. Is when I remember starting off commenting on this and providing my analysis at the beginning of the trial, the state seemed to be all over the place when there was still the previous judge who was attending to it. Now what basically has taken place is it's swayed almost entirely in favor of the state, and par the exception of a miracle for the accused, there is no reasonable there's no reasonable doubt that can actually be asserted in this. Their confessions have been deemed as voluntary, which means they're admissible, and which means that those can be used against them and against any other third parties should they be prosecuted. So what it's in essence done is it's swayed any formal defense that they ever had. So this one, if they were relying on that to get it thrown out so that they could introduce any other evidence or defense or theory to the court, that's now been blown out of the water because their own statements are going to be used against them. And this should actually force the pace of the trial and get some finality with them getting this trial done and dusted with already.
And with that explosive revelations, the name of Senzo Meyiwa's then-girlfriend, singer Kelly Khumalo, coming up again, and we're hearing that she may have ordered the hit on the football star in 2014. How much does this now complicate matters within this trial, and what does it mean for Kelly Khumalo?
I'm not surprised that this revelation has been made. There's been speculation to this effect going back to the last to when the trial commenced. What this could in fact mean is, should they be convicted and be seen as hired guns, and that they were not working on their own volition, it does enable for Kelly Khumalo to get charged afterwards as the party who orchestrated the hit, and also for her to be charged with premeditated murder. However, the one concern is that what I'm trying to see now that this has been admitted, that the statements have been admitted, the accused are trying to backtrack with how they've said the events took place on the shooting. And those themselves, from a factual point, don't make sense because from what I'm looking at, they're trying to create almost that there was a fight, but when there's a contracted hit, they knew what they were trying to do, and they knew what the aim was. So I think what the main attempt now is to underplay the premeditated murder and the murder for hire theory to avoid life imprisonment.
With Kelly Khumalo's name being mentioned again, I mean, you say it was no surprise because we've heard it several times. What does it mean in terms of the processes that need to follow leading to whether or not she'll be charged based on these latest revelations?
Well, first of all, I think the main focus is going to be they've got this trial, and the aim is going to be to convict these individuals. Then what basically will happen, then it'll be up to the National Prosecuting Authority to utilize the evidence that was obtained through the trial and to proceed against her. I'm surprised, since they've already had those confessions on record and they have stipulated that there was a hit, while there's never been further charges or investigations into Kelly Khumalo's involvement already. But I think what this is going to do is kind of create pressure for the NPA as well as for the SAPS to investigate it further and to see whether or not she's going to be charged as the mastermind behind the crime.
What do you think some of the challenges will be as the process continues to unfold? I mean, it's been several years since any sort of movement has been made.
Well, the first thing is if one takes a look at it, they're now being swayed. Most of this, the evidence which swayed the judge in respect of this trial within a trial has been the actual science behind it, the forensics, what you would call it, or in this case, the cell phone tracking, the pinging of devices, the record, any records that may have come out from the cell phone company. So that itself will go ahead and open the possibility for a further warrant for the police to actually investigate into Kelly Khumalo's records and evidence in her cell phone records and the history and her bank records as well. The reason why this hasn't been investigated beforehand baffles me still, but there has been certain conspiracy theories and other hypothetical theories indicating the reason why, but that will leave up to speculation. But the police are going to have to, and the state are going to have to up their game if they want to go after her.
Very well. Thank you so much for that, Ian Allis, criminal law expert.